Alrighty, folks, we are going to dive into prototyping. We're going to focus on React and EUI, so prototyping and code. The first couple of videos here are going to focus primarily on just React basics. This isn't a development course. This isn't going to teach you all the ways to write TypeScript. Disclaimer, I am not a developer. I'm a designer who codes, and I'm going to teach you my very hacky, high-level ways of putting together prototypes. Maybe you'll get some good stuff out of this when it comes to actual development. Maybe a developer will watch this and take some time to correct all the things that I call wrongly, the things I don't refer to correctly. There you go. So I guess really without further ado, we're just going to jump right in. We're going to start doing stuff because I think that's the easiest way to learn. So there's a couple of things you're going to need to have installed on your system first. You're going to need Homebrew, which is a package manager for Mac OS. You're going to need NVM, which is a Node version manager, so you can run and install multiple versions of Node. You're going to need Node itself, and you'll need Yarn. So refer to the guide. There's a guide that I'll link to that has instructions on how to get all that stuff installed. So once you've got that done, you can come back and we'll go ahead and get started here. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to make a directory on our computer called prototypes, and that's just where we're going to put all of our stuff. So we've got prototypes, so I'm going to run make dir mkdir prototypes, and then we're going to cd into that directory. You can do this a number of ways. You can create the folder however you like on your computer, but just running make dir from the terminal will do that, and then cd into it. And then from here, we're going to run a command called npx, which allows us to run remote run code from remote npm packages on our computer without having to install things. So we're going to run npm create react app, and we're going to do lesson 1. And then we're going to pass in a template flag of TypeScript. And that's going to install a project for us. So we'll sit back and wait for that to finish. And when we come back, we'll do some stuff inside of it. Okay, once that's done, we will cd into our new directory, lesson 1. And you can open that in your editor. And we're just going to take a look at some of the folders that were created for us in here. So first, we have node modules, which we're not going to touch, but that's where all of our external dependencies get put. We have a public directory, and there's a few things in here, but the most interesting one is index.html. And if we open that up, you'll see it looks just a standard HTML file. But down here on line 31, you'll see div ID root, and that is actually where our app is going to get compiled and then injected into the index file, which gets served on the server. So we don't really make any changes here. Maybe we'll change the title, but that's really about it. And then inside our source directory is where we're going to do basically all of our work. So we have an app.css file, we have a test file, we've got an app.tsx, index.css, and index.tsx, and then just some other things. So if we open up index.tsx, this is actually going to be the basically the root of our application. So we pull in React, we pull in React DOM, we pull in an index.css file, and then you'll see document get element by ID root, and it basically injects our project into that root div in the index.html file when it builds. If we look at app.tsx, this is going to be basically the main component that we're working with. So there's some things going on here, but if we look, we can see that there's a header and it's got a logo, it looks like. Gives us some paragraph text. There's a link here that says Learn React. So that's all pretty cool. If we go to our terminal and we run yarn start inside this directory, we're going to get our browser basically is going to open to localhost 3000, and it's going to fire up our application. So we'll give that a second to do it. And there you go. We've got a spinning logo, and it all looks great. So if we started making changes to our project, like let's say we come in and we remove the link from here, we just delete that. we can come back over here and you can see the link has disappeared. So let's go ahead and take that one step further and let's just delete all this nonsense out of here. So we'll just delete the entire header. We'll save that. And now we have a blank app. And that's perfect. That's a great starting point for us. There's some imports up here, like import logo, which we can delete because we removed the reference to the logo down below. So that can go away. We don't need that. And that's basically our app. So we're going to stop here. When we come back, we will talk about building our very first component. We're going to build a greeting component. We're going to put that on the page, and we'll see how all that stuff goes together. Cool.